He was the perfect friend. He's the friend everyone looks for.
He was the best friend I wish I had right now also.
And he was just real and honest about whatever it is.
I don't know, it was just a very different kind of a friendship. And
Pramit was also such an easygoing guy.
so nice and generous, so helpful and so talented.
And he was quite eccentric in terms of where his interests and talents lay.
It was fun talking to Pramit because he was so different.
He was a character, he had his own personality, no one else was like him.
He was a great friend. Yeah.
He was a very honest, genuine person.
Pramit the friend is, what I should probably have the most talk about, because I'm a very stubborn person, and I don't like to change my ways, or you can't easily convince me to do things. And I'm not exaggerating or lying when I say that he was the only person who could cut through my whatever exterior that I put up like butter. He was effortless in doing that. And the thing is, I didn't think twice when Pramit asked me to do something as well. That's how much I trusted him. That's how much I do trust him and respect him.
I think our relationship was really weird because I think almost 80% of it was just us making fun of each other and pulling the other's leg and basically just bullying one another.
So personally, we weren't close from the first year. We didn't talk so much. We just hung out because we were in the same hostel. And then as time went by, we started getting comfortable with each other. He's not the guy anyone would like in the first meet or in the initial stage. And because Pramit is not the guy, he won't care about anyone. He never wanted to make a good impression on someone. So, and he was just real and honest about whatever it is with himself and to everyone around him. And that's one thing, maybe because everyone initially misunderstood him. But yeah, as time went by, I really started enjoying his company because I knew it was all fun. He was a really chill guy.
He was always funny, made for a lively conversation. It was always nice to be around him.
Yeah, Pramit and I were actually pretty good friends. We were benchmates back in school. When I think of brigade, when I think of school, I can't think of a single memory without him.
He's one person who's brought about a big change in my attitude, in how I see life, in how I approach my work, everything. And he was the perfect friend. He's the friend everyone looks for.
He's a really nice person, but he also never backs down from a conversation or any discussion or topic. And he always has really quick and witty replies to any situation.
We could we would have really good conversations about photography, work, life, everything. And he was the right kind of guy. It was, but that's the one thing I always regret about, is that I didn't tell this. I never got the chance to tell this to Pramit, because I always thought that he's a guy that who'll find all this very cliche. But I did take him as a really close friend of mine.
I think it's one thing to be understood by people, but I've actually had, I've never had someone like Pramit. I've never met someone who understood me like Pramit did, and and he wasn't faking it. He wasn't pretending like he did. He genuinely got me, right? And I really can't say that about a lot of people.
I think he was really sensitive and caring because I'm a really awkward person. So we'd have like, these gatherings and get-togethers, and I'd just be awkwardly standing in the corner sometimes, and he'd realize, and then he'd come and talk to me and be like, "Are you awkward? Do you not know what to say?" And I'd just be like, yeah.
One day, I had a bad review in college and I was in tears, and he's the first person I called, and I lost it and I started crying. I bawled my eyes. I was like, "Pramit, I had such a bad review," and whatever. And he said he was home, and he was not supposed to be in college that day, but he said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to come right there." And he came from his place, and I'd calmed myself down by the time, but I said, sorry, he told me, "We'll go to your place, we'll chill, talk, watch a movie maybe." So I said, "Yeah, okay." So we went to my place, and we were watching something on Netflix, like we do. And suddenly he just hit the pause button and he was like, "How tired are you?" And I said, "Not so much, why?" He said, "Can you come with me to Portland? I want to buy some things, I want to prop shop for a shoot, for an assignment that we were doing at the time." I said, "Yeah, why not?" So the two of us went. We went to Portland to this, crockery place that you get all these ceramics or glassware and all that. And we walked into the shop and I was like, "Yeah, so what do you want?" He didn't say anything, and then he just like walked around, and he came back. He took one of those glass bottles with a cork, the kind that you store oil in. He took a small one and came to me and he was like, "Here." I was like, "What's this?" And he said, "Take it." Like, "What is this?" So he was like, "It's for your birthday." And my birthday is only next month, and this was maybe 3 months ago or 2 months ago. So I was like, "But why are you giving it to me now?" And he was like, "No, just take it. I want to make you feel better because today you had a rough day." So yeah, in hindsight, I don't know if he actually meant something by giving me that when he did, but I still have that bottle of chili oil.
Whatever his interests were, like he would naturally transfer them to you. Like it just happened. You wouldn't know it happened, but it happened.
It was always nice having a conversation with him. He was always well informed. He was very humble, but he was well informed and he was articulate. He was a man of few words, but he knew how to communicate with people. It was very nice.
He came up with songs for everyone. He came up with nicknames. Like he used to call me Squiddy, so like that I think was his best one.
And I remember during 12th grade boards, I used to wake up to study at around 4 a.m. and Pramit would still be awake. I think that's when he used to go to sleep. So I used to say good morning, he used to say good night.
Another thing that I really liked was that, especially during 11th and 12th grade, you'd notice that whenever someone was trying to bully someone else, he'd bully the bully. So I always liked that. And even if you got on your high horse and was like acting a bit too cocky, he'd try to like bring you back down and remind you like chill out a bit.
I didn't expect us to stay in touch after school because we wouldn't meet often, but we did, and we used to talk so much that Pramit kind of became one of the few people in my life who I could say anything I wanted to, and I would go and I would tell him stupid things that happened in my day, and he would always have very interesting responses to everything, and it was really nice.
One of the things Pramit did was he had very high standards, and he held all of his friends to those standards. And although that's annoying at times, it's actually what sustains me now, because that's what I'm constantly trying to live up to, and I think that's what I will constantly try to live up to for the rest of my life.
And actually, when I'm going back home and it's late at night and I see the stars, I always tell myself that one of those stars is Pramit, and he is still watching over me. He's still watching over all of us. He's still making fun of my stupid mistakes. Yeah,
I miss him, and I don't know if I'll ever get over it, of course.
I know he's there with me.
He was very different, and I'll never meet a guy like him, I know for sure.
He's someone I will always hold very close to my heart.
I don't think I've ever met somebody like that.
I mean, I just miss him a lot, I guess. It's just I think about him all the time.
I hope everybody grieving can know that he was a gem of a person